This presentation is to accompany the book Consumer Behavior, a Primer by Gail. Most, if not all consumers, have experienced buyer's remorse. Buyer's remorse is a doubt that arises after we have made a decision on something important to us, like buying a car or choosing one job over others. We wonder if we've made the right or best decision. We have doubts. That unpleasant feeling is called buyer's remorse. Thankfully, in most cases, this awful feeling goes away and we end up thinking we did in fact make the right, the best decision. How does this happen? Cognitive dissonance attitude theory offers one explanation. When consumers have buyer's remorse, they are holding two cognitions or thoughts that don't go together. Consumers think, I made the best decision, and simultaneously they think, I did not make the best decision. The two cognitions are dissonant. They don't go together. This makes consumers uncomfortable, sufficiently uncomfortable that they are motivated to resolve this dissonance. But let's back up a bit. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Thank goodness we don't often have cognitive dissonance or buyer's remorse. Cognitive dissonance or buyer's remorse is more likely to occur under certain conditions. Cognitive dissonance is more likely to occur if the decision is an important one. We don't suffer cognitive dissonance over unimportant decisions, like choosing a candy bar. If an action is irrevocable, cognitive dissonance may occur. We don't feel buyer's remorse if we can return our purchase. For example, we may purchase a $400 coat, but we won't suffer cognitive dissonance because we can return it if we decide we don't like it. Cognitive dissonance may rear its head when we purchase something important and can't return it, like a car or a house or a college education. Buyer's remorse or cognitive dissonance may occur when we have a number of desirable alternatives from which to choose. If we only had one alternative, we do not suffer cognitive dissonance because we didn't choose. Cognitive dissonance is more likely to occur if we have unchosen alternatives and they have desirable features. For example, if all the alternatives are the same, we do not suffer cognitive dissonance. Henry Ford told his customers that they could have any color car they wanted as long as it was black. Consumers do not feel cognitive dissonance over color choice. But when you have many color choices and many car models from which to choose, all of which have distinctive features, then the stage is set for the possibility of cognitive dissonance. The greater the commitment, the greater the psychological significance of a decision, the greater the likelihood that cognitive dissonance may occur. For example, if we don't care about a decision, even if it's expensive, then we probably won't develop cognitive dissonance. If you spend hundreds, even thousands of dollars on a washer and dryer set, but could care less about washing machines and dryers, then you likely will not develop cognitive dissonance. On the other hand, choosing a spouse is one of the most important decisions that individuals make, and unfortunately, cognitive dissonance may arise. Perception and thought about unchosen alternatives is undertaken as a result of free will with little or no outside applied pressure. If we have no one to blame for our decision but ourselves, then cognitive dissonance is more likely to occur than if we can blame the decision on others. If you choose a lemon of a car, then you only have yourself to blame. But if your parents forced you to buy the car, then you have no cognitive dissonance. The blame goes to your parents. When consumers have cognitive dissonance, they may resolve it by using psychological processes. Consumers may perform a reevaluation of alternatives to increase the perceived attractiveness of the chosen alternatives and/or to decrease the desirability of those that were not chosen. For example, a consumer may highlight all the positive features of the car he recently bought, noting that the car has good gas mileage, 4 doors for the convenience of his many friends, and highlighting all the negative features of the unchosen cars, like high insurance rate, high cost of maintenance. Consumers may reevaluate alternatives to perceive that all alternatives are nearly identical. A consumer who ends up taking his recently purchased car for frequent repairs may conclude that it didn't matter what car he bought. They are all the same. They all need maintenance and repair. To resolve dissonance, the consumer may engage in post-decision information search to confirm the wisdom of the choice. The consumer who recently purchased a car may pore over car magazines, searching for information that affirms the wisdom of his choice. He may find himself fishing for compliments from his friends to support his decision. Most of the time, consumers resolve their cognitive dissonance. Marketers realize that cognitive dissonance may arise and develop strategies to prevent the development of cognitive dissonance or to help consumers resolve it. Marketers can prevent or minimize cognitive dissonance by providing information such as testimonials for the product. These are messages from satisfied customers for cruises. These positive comments from owners of golf clubs hopefully prevent cognitive dissonance from arising. Consumers of British Airways had these positive things to say. Perhaps they will prevent or alleviate cognitive dissonance.